So I'm talking to two types of people over here. Number one is the average medical student, and number two is if you're planning to get into medical school. What I'm going to be making some comparison is to show you what medical school is, what kind of grind that the medical students should have, and how it is in comparison to anything in life. So let's get to it. So the first thing, the first question that I always get is, how hard is medical school? Now I'm going to be making a comparison with business, because I personally believe that everything in life is hard. Okay, so let's take a business for example. Business is much more harder than joining a medical school, because if you take a business, statistically speaking, 90% of the businesses fail within their first year. That itself should tell you about how difficult it is to open, operate, run a business and make it successful. So for a business guy to make a business successful, what he has to have is the crazy amount of work ethic, drive, and delusion. The word I'm saying delusion because the fact that he believes so much in himself and his business that he puts everything he got. That's exactly the kind of drive an entrepreneur has. So when it comes to medical school, I believe personally is a bit more easier because the failure ratio is not as much as a business, but we should not forget the work ethic is still the same. So to sum it up, is medical school difficult? Just as a business is difficult, medical school is as difficult. But is it doable? Absolutely. It all comes down to you. So the second question I get is, how much time and money that goes into medical school? Now this is a question which is important to a lot of people, but you need to look at it in the grand scheme of things. Once again, I'm gonna take the business as a comparison. Medical school at the beginning does take a lot from you. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, and I mean a lot of money, because the amount of time that you're in medical school is absolutely insane. But you need to think about it in this matter of fact. Anything that is worth it takes time. For example, you need to understand that a business is not built within one single year. It takes years for a business to actually sustain itself and then actually shell out profits. Medical school is exactly the same. I know that it's not right to talk about medicine and business and medicine and money, but I mean, if you are a 27-year-old guy, 26-year-old guy, and you're still not standing on your own feet and you're still in medical school, don't tell me that it doesn't feel bad. I mean, when you're looking around you, your friends have already started working and they've already started doing their jobs and they already started having families. You haven't, and that makes you feel bad. No matter where you come from, no matter which place you come on earth from, it does not feel good. But you need to understand, just as an entrepreneur, anything and everything in life that is worth it takes time. That's the main reason you chose to be in medical school. You chose it because you believed in it. You believe that you can be of service to people. So yes, at the end of the day, at the beginning, it takes a lot from you. As a medical student, it takes your time, it takes your money, but in the end of the day, once you become a doctor, it will all pay off. So you just gotta hang in there. The third thing about medical school and medicine is motivation. Now, a lot of people come to medical school and leave medical school and become a doctor, and it's good. The statistics is the failure rate is less. People become doctors. The country needs doctors, and you can help people, which is great. But the only thing that I have a problem with is people settle on being average, an average doctor. I mean, imagine like if Google was supposed to be an average business, or Facebook decided, oh, I'm just gonna make a social media. I mean, it wouldn't have had the kind of global impact it has right now. So that's the same thing even goes to medical school. That, you know, if you do want to become a really good doctor, you gotta work harder than the rest of the crowd. Do not look at your friend, do not look at your classmates and be like, you know, oh, they're working this much, so I should work. No, you should be working twice, thrice, 4 times as harder, because you need to become, and it all depends on you. If you want to be an average doctor and you just want to have an average life, that's fine. But if you want to be the best in your field, think about the legacy that you're going to be leaving. Think about the kind of people that you're going to be influencing. Think about the lives you will be saving. That's what it all matters. That's what it all comes down to. So the biggest problem is motivation. And I know it is short-lived, because I believe that motivation is something that external. It's external because you listen to somebody, you get pumped up, and then you start doing stuff. But what is internal is your mindset, and that's the most important that you need to build. just like a business person, a doctor need to have a very strong, very positive mindset to keep pushing. And the fourth thing that people ask me is, what kind of work is involved in medical school? Now this is the go-to. Now all you guys who are in medical school know that, there's a lot of studying that needs to get done, and this is the hustle, the grind of a medical school. The biggest problem in medical school that people take studies too lightly. The biggest thing you need to understand is that medical school is your baby. You need to start thinking about it just like an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur, take this concept for a second. An entrepreneur, when he starts a business, he puts his capital into it, and he works on weekends, he works on holidays, he misses family parties, he misses dinners, he works when he sleeps less, he works harder than the rest of the people. Why? Because he believes in the business, because he wants to achieve financial success in the business world. So he puts way more hard work than anybody else does. That is called a crazy work ethic, and something like this is highly important in medical school. And a lot of my friends know that there's a lot of hard work that goes into doing medicine. And if you ask any medical student, he will tell you that there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and that's the most important part. If you're planning to join medical school, get ready, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. So you need to make sure you work hard, and not just do it for the grades, not just do it to pass classes, but to achieve excellence. That's how you're gonna be a good doctor, and that's how you're gonna be achieving success. So finally, that is why I actually brought because that's why I was thinking. I was looking at some videos by Gary Vaynerchuk. He was talking about about a business. He's a business guy, an entrepreneur. He makes amazing YouTube videos. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. Check it out. But he talks real truth about business and entrepreneurship. Real truth, not these motivational stuff. He just tells you straight away, if you want your business to be successful, you got to work. And that's what started making me think, he's right. The same thing applies, the same principles applies to being a doctor. The same principle applies to achieve success in life, in anything. You got to work. You got to have a strong work ethic, and everything else will shun out. In simple, you got to be a ghost in the making. When everybody else is sleeping, you're working, and only then you're going to get successful. So you understand, guys, that's the most important reason why I had to take business as a comparison, so you understand medical school as a whole in comparison, and not just by what medical school is all about. Because most of the time I see on YouTube, people are just talking about medical school as it is, but they don't really compare it to anything else. So an average Joe who doesn't have any clue about medical school does not understand. So that was my motive. This is a quick question to you guys. I personally believe that becoming an entrepreneur and building a successful business is way more difficult than becoming a doctor. What do you guys think? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. Another thing, guys, I make these videos for you guys. I want to provide value to you guys. I'm planning to do PLAB, and this is my journey, so I want to help people on the way. Comment in the comment section below and let me know if there are any questions that you guys have, and I will be happy to answer them. Until then, this is me signing off. Make sure you keep grinding, keep working hard, and keep building that work ethic. Peace.